time, be a faithful brother. Paul says grace and peace to you. And grace is not simply God's disposition towards us. When Paul talks about grace, when he says grace and peace to you, this is really a sincere prayer for the release of divine favor and power into the lives of those to whom he writes. Grace is powerful. You remember when Paul prayed 3 times? For God to remove the thorn from his flesh? And God had the audacity to say, my grace is sufficient. Ooh, y'all better be glad I'm out of time. Because there's some shouting stuff there. God said to Paul, my grace is sufficient. And so he was saying, my grace, through my spirit in you, will sustain you in the most painful, difficult moment of your life. I don't need to remove it. Grace to you, I don't need to remove it. Grace to you, I don't need to take away the persecution. Grace to you. By the way, have you read this book? The book of Colossians? Remember, I asked you to read it at least one time every day, but I know you didn't do that. But did you read it one time in a week? Did you notice something? He says grace to you at the beginning. But did you notice what he said at the end in chapter 4? Grace be with you. Did you notice that? Grace to you as you read the letter. And you know what Paul is saying? My letter is a channel of God's grace. All right? Right? Because the letter is flowing from God to you, so grace to you. But then he gets to the end. Okay, the letter's over. What happens to the grace that's flowing to the readers? He answers with the blessing at the very end of the letter. He says, grace be with you. So, let grace be with you when you put the letter away, when you leave the church, when you leave the church building. Grace be with you when you go home and you deal with a sick child. Grace be with you when you go home and you may have an unsaved, an unaffectionate spouse. Grace be with you. Grace be with you when you get up tomorrow. Go downtown or wherever you work. You face the temptations and you face the anger, you face the dishonesty, you face the lust. Grace be with you. Yeah. Grace be with you when you need courage. You're sitting down at lunch with an unsaved person. When you need to speak up at lunch and tell that unsaved person that he died on Friday, when he rose again on Sunday morning, he says, grace be with you then. Grace is not just some abstract principle. He dispenses grace through his ministry of his word. The Holy Spirit strengthens you through the word and gives you grace in every moment of your life. Ain't that good news? It's more than something to just shout, hey, grace, 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 grace. No, I need grace tomorrow. Because the moment I open my eyes, I got an enemy looking me in the face. Called the flesh, the sin principle lives in me. Looking me in the face, like this, ready to do battle. Ready to run my mind in the opposite direction. I need grace when I open my eyes in the morning. I need the gracious power of God to be able to say no to the flesh and put to death the deeds of the body. Right?